guys, Katie here from the Queen of Teen Fiction. That time of the week again. It is time to talk all things Shadowhunters. Okay, so first things first, before we get down to discussing episode 10, we got some exciting news this week. We're getting a season 2! So it is official. We have been renewed for another season. Shadowhunters will be back next year. You are stuck with my videos for another year, guys. Look at you. So I was actually really surprised because I was very worried about the fate of the show. I'm so used to things that I like being cancelled, and nowadays shows don't really seem to be given much of a chance unless it's an immediate fantastic success and popular with everyone. It gets cancelled. And so I was worried about the fate of the show. And also I didn't want to get my hopes up. Whilst I've been watching this first season, I have viewed it as a one-off. I kept telling myself that these 13 episodes were the only 13 episodes I was going to see so that I could enjoy it in the moment, like it while it lasted. I didn't want to get my hopes up for more episodes because I feared disappointment. So I can't tell you how relieved I am. I'm so excited to see these last few episodes, knowing that it's okay, we'll be coming back next year. If anything goes wrong, we can fix it further down the line. And also the potential that another series opens up. All these possibilities. Is there a chance we might get Sebastian? Guys? It's too early to start talking about season 2 predictions, but all these things, they're so exciting, you guys. I'm excited. I am excited. And also, I really, really love this cast. You can tell how much they enjoy working together, and every time they promote the show, I just adore watching them. So I'm really happy for them. The show hasn't been perfect. It has made some mistakes along the way, but this cast is so great, and I'm glad that we're going to see more of them working together. Also, more Malik. I'm like 90% certain that at some point in the second season we're going to get to see a Malik date. We've got to, I mean, come on. Also Sizzy. Sizzy is going to start happening. Guys. Okay, I've got to stop talking about a second season now and continue discussing the first one. Okay, so episode 10, This World Inverted. I did mention last week that I was slightly worried about this episode because an AU type episode had potential to go really disastrously wrong. So I was worried about how it was going to play out. So in this episode, Meliorn tells Clary that she can go through an alternative dimension, and using her portal piece necklace thing, she can go through a portal in this other dimension, and that will lead her to Valentine. So what I'm going to do is discuss the AU world first. It wasn't the whole episode. I actually thought that most of the episode would be set in this AU world, but it actually wasn't. We still got to see things outside of that as well. So I'll talk about them later because I just want to focus on the other world. Basically, the AU was fun. It was really funny to see the characters in a different light. However, I don't think there was any real need for it. I thought something was going to be revealed in this world. I said it last week that I knew Michael Wayland was coming into the show, which I'll talk more about him later. So I thought that maybe we'd see him in the other world, and that's how Jace was going to discover his true heritage. So I thought some big secret would be revealed in the AU that would affect their normal world. But that wasn't really the case. So whilst the AU world was really funny to watch, I didn't really see the point of it. But I'm glad we got to see it because it was hilarious. Because there were little things like that commercial for Magnus Bane. When they had Luke in that commercial wearing his glasses and talking about how he opened a bookstore. That was for readers. It was for people who knew the original Luke in the books. Also the cats. We finally got to see the cats, Chairman Meow and Church. I was so happy that we got to see the cats in some way. Although I did actually discover this week that Harisham Jr. is allergic to cats. So that could be why they're not in the show permanently. Which I don't mind, I'll let him off for that. I don't want him having to suffer just so we can have Chairman Meow all the time. I am happy that we at least got to see a Chairman Meow in the AU world. My voice is going, I'm so sorry. That was really cute, and I think it was a nice thing for them to do for the book fans. Okay, so in this AU, Clary is basically just having to search for this portal, and she goes to Magnus to try and get help. In this AU, Magnus is completely different. He hasn't used his magic in a long time, so it's dormant, but she needs his magic to track down this portal. I loved AU Magnus. He was so unusual, but it was hilarious to see. And him and Alec, okay? They did literally a reversal of their storylines. I kind of predicted it when the party was happening and I knew that Magnus was going to be there. I was like, Alec's going to be the one eyeing up Magnus this time. I love how they reversed the lines as well, so that Alec was saying stuff that Magnus had said to him. That was great. It was so funny to see Alec confident and flirty. Also, Nerd Izzy in the AU was great. She was just so cute with the little Star Wars top and glasses. Also, Valentine and Jocelyn. I really liked seeing this dad version of Valentine. It was really interesting. Yeah, so I liked that the AU thing was funny. It was funny. Especially when Jace comes down the stairs and thinks that Magnus and Clary are having an affair. Oh honey. Also, a demon finds its way into that dimension and ends up attacking them, and I loved how Jace was terrified of this demon whilst Clary just kicks its ass. I loved that scene. However, I will say that the demon was the worst part of the episode for me. I know this is a TV show and we haven't got an amazing budget, but that demon was really, really bad. It looked like somebody in a cheap Halloween costume. Oh, I'm used to it though. I watch plenty of shows that have terrible effects. I watched Teen Wolf. But yeah, the AU was great. It was funny. I felt like it was a bit of a shout out to the fans. It was completely off point from the books, like it had nothing to do with the storyline we know in the books. It was a bit weird having this other dimension. It felt a bit more Doctor Who than Shadowhunters, but it was fun. So outside of the alternative universe, there were lots of stuff going on in the Institute as well. This episode sees Izzy get arrested for helping Melion escape, and Lydia is the one that has to do that. Obviously Alec's not happy about it, so he offers to trade the Mortal Cup, which he still thinks he has, in exchange for Izzy's freedom. Obviously he goes to find the cup and it's not there, so he discovers that Jace has been lying to him. And so basically this episode sees Alec continuing to be a massive prick. Alec has needed a slap throughout these past 2 episodes, you guys. This situation between Alec and Jace is really difficult. Throughout the episode we get this whole parabatai tracking thing and we get to hear more about their bond, and I kind of like those scenes, but they were really sad as well, especially when Alec said Jace is dead to me. No, I don't like seeing them like this. I like how the tension has been building up between them since Clary came into their lives, and now it's finally coming to a head. I think it's a good storyline for them too, but I'm hoping that they will sort that out soon because I want to see my badass Parabatai fighting side by side again. Elsewhere, whilst Clary is in the other universe, Jace is waiting with Melion back at the Steely Glade, where Melion's opened this portal for Clary. I liked Melion in this episode because we got to see a bit more of him. You get to understand a bit more about him as a fairy and how in touch with nature he is and stuff like that. I'm really liking Melion's character so far and I am excited to see more of him. So I liked the scenes between Jace and Melion in the Seelie Glade. The rest of this episode featured Luke and Simon. I absolutely adored all of these scenes between Luke and Simon. They're so great! I want more of Luke helping newly turned vampire Simon. Also, I've said it before and I'm gonna say it again, I am adoring Vampire Simon. He's great. I want more, please. But I loved the whole storyline between Luke and Simon in this episode. And I liked Simon helping Luke get cleared for the murders. I thought that was a really good scene. They have a good chemistry on screen as well, Alberto and Isaiah. I hope we get to see more scenes between the 2 of them because they worked really well in this episode, I think. So what else I really want to talk about is the ending. Jace ends up in the alternative universe with Clary. They fight this demon, put her necklace in the portal. Jace has been wounded by this demon and technically should be going back to the Institute, but instead they go through in search of Valentine anyway. They appear in this place in Chernobyl where Valentine has been hiding out, and they end up finding Michael Wayland alive and well and hidden in a closet. This ending, you guys! I've seen so many people just completely lose their shit over this ending, and it is great because absolutely none of us saw this plot twist coming, and I feel like it was an even better twist for those of us who have read the books because we know the whole story, we think we know what's going on, and then all of a sudden Michael Wayland shows up. So that's a great way to shock the fans who think they know the story, because I wasn't expecting that. Were you expecting that? So like I said before, I knew Michael Wayland was coming into this show, I didn't know whether it would be either a flashback or whether it would be part of this alternative universe, because that's what I originally thought. But no, he is actually apparently alive in the normal world. I do not think that he is alive. I don't think they'd mess with the storyline that much. I think they're doing this to shock us, but they haven't changed it that dramatically. Hear me out. What I've been thinking about, and I've seen a few other people talking about it as well, so I'm not alone in thinking this. In this show, they have shown us that Shadowhunters have a shape-shifting rune. There is a rune that gives them the ability to make them look like somebody else. Lydia's introduction to the show was when she came into the Institute looking like Valentine. So we don't really know much about this rune. We don't know how long it allows you to look like somebody else. We don't know if it's something that everyone can do or just certain Shadowhunters. We really don't know much about it. But it has been something that I've been kind of confused about in the show because it's a game changer really. If Shadowhunters have the ability to do that, it could cause problems. And I think this could be one of the problems, and I think this could be why they introduced this rune. I am wondering if this actually isn't Michael Wayland at all, but it's maybe Valentine, and this is his way of getting back into things to disguise himself as Michael Wayland. I mean, I don't really know why he'd do that when he's already created these Forsaken that are able to enter the Institute, so I don't know. Also, I could be completely wrong. I really could be completely wrong. But I think that would be a good way of working it out. Explain why Michael Wayland's in the show. He's not actually alive, but he's Valentine. The thing that also made me suspicious as well is that how easily Jason Clary found him. They just rocked up in Chernobyl, strolled over to this closet and found Michael Wayland. Valentine's not stupid. Surely, if he had Michael Wayland hidden in some part of his lair, he would have him under close guard all the time. Would he really allow Jason Clary to just step into this room and find him? I don't think so. The fact that Jason Clary found him this easily has made me very suspicious. So I do think that this is a very interesting storyline, and I'm looking forward to seeing wherever the hell it goes. You can't deny that that was a good plot twist. But honestly though, I don't want Michael Wayland to actually be alive, because I don't know what that would do to the plot. I do want him to be Valentine in disguise, or for something shady to be going on here. I don't want it to be Michael Wayland. However, I am interested to see how this is going to play out, particularly between him and Robert, because we know there's history between them from reading the books. Are they going to show some of that in the show? I don't know, but it's going to be very interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to next week. Who knows what's going to happen? I thought I knew what was going to happen, but it turns out I don't know. I have no idea. Reading the books isn't helping me now. So yeah, that was basically episode 10 in a nutshell. I know everybody is going crazy about that ending, but I loved it. I honestly loved the shock factor in that ending. So they were my thoughts and feelings on this week's episode. Please do let me know what you thought of the episode in the comments. Was there anything that stood out for you that I have missed in this discussion? Let me know all the things. Can't believe we've only got 3 episodes left. This season has gone by so quickly, but it's okay. It's okay, no matter what that ending is. We've got more to come. I'm so excited. Imagine if we hadn't had confirmation of a second season. How nervous we would be going into that final episode, not knowing whether we were going to see a resolution to it or not. Imagine. I'm just, the relief. The actual relief. So also let me know your potential thoughts about season 2. What do you think we're going to get? Are we going to get some characters introduced? By some characters I mean Sebastian. Also, friendly reminder that they did promise us if we get a season 2 then we're going to Idris. And you know that when we go to Idris in the books, shit goes down. I don't want to mention Max, but gonna mention Max. Prepare yourself for the heartbreak now, guys, because that's probably gonna happen. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know all the things in the comments. I look forward to discussing episode 11 with you. Let's see where this Michael Wayland twist's gonna go. I'll see you next time. Bye!